Hey guys, it's Nessa or Nessa Ellison, and welcome back to my channel. I hope the fan in the back is not too loud because I need it because my room is so hot right now and I need it as close as possible. Okay. All right. Today I'm going to be showing you my no makeup look, which is basically the look that I go for. I don't really wear it to work. I wear it like if I'm going to school, or really it's my go-to look. Like whenever I'm about to go somewhere, it's my go-to look. So I'm starting off with a fresh face. Number one tip is that you want to have a great base, and a great base doesn't just come from a primer, it also comes from a really good skincare routine. Now, I want to preface this by saying that in order to have a good skincare routine, you don't need to use a million products. Simpler the better. The complicated products are only when you're trying to target stuff. And I know content creator culture or overconsumption culture, they will definitely upsell stuff like you need this, you need this. You don't need all that stuff unless you have things that you're trying to target, like dark marks, hyperpigmentation, acne. If your skin is like well off, you really only need three things: cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. Okay, so right now I have nothing on at all. I am kind of having some texture up here, but it is because my cycle is coming on, so I already know that. So it's also about knowing your body, right? So I already know that, so I'm not going to touch that at all. So if I'm using something in the video, I'm not going to give you guys product recommendations, but more so what I'm looking for. Like when I see this product, this is what I find in it versus another product, and this is why you should buy it, right? Not buy it, but you should consider it. So like I told you guys, a base is everything. I already washed my face, cleansed my face, everything. The only thing that I have on is a lip balm because my lips get dry really fast. Obviously my skin does too, because my skin is dry right now, but you see how it's shining? It's not like dry. Like I don't have dry skin. And at my skin, I've also been able to regulate the T-zone with my skincare routine, which I will drop my updated skincare routine in a couple weeks. But this is literally all I have on my lips. It's the Laneige Vanilla Balm thing, and I just love how I just love it. Okay, so anyways, I just opened this because I just finished my other one. I would do an empties haul, but it's literally like I threw everything out. I don't really have any empties. So this is what I'm using. This is the Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream from Youth to the People. This is a brand new one. So I do like to apply my products when, oh my gosh, I love new products because the consistency, like you can definitely tell the consistency versus like when you have a product that you've been using for so long. Like this is, you could tell it's water-based, and that's why I love it so much. Like it's not heavy at all. At all. Like I love this. And look at how like well it just, ooh la la. Y'all see that? And it literally smells like marshmallows. Like fragrance isn't something that's really heavy for me because I don't want it to smell like something that's not in it. But it's made with marshmallow rat extract, I think. Root? Did I say rat? I believe that it has marshmallow root extract, so that's why it smells like marshmallows. But fragrance is definitely not something that I look forward to when looking for products, like at all. I use this when I first apply. Like if I were to just wash my face, I would use this right on top. And then throughout the day, I have a sunscreen stick that I actually keep in my bag. And that's what I use to do like touch-ups like every 2-3 hours, whenever I remember. Okay guys, so the thing is, I just now have been learning how to do my eyebrows. I haven't been doing too much because I know that the less you do, the better. So yeah, but especially since I'm doing a no makeup look, I'm gonna show you guys how I do my eyebrows. I'm not an eyebrow pro, so this part really like grain of salt. So I don't like using soap because the soap brows give wax brows sometimes. Like you don't need too much product because, and I know, like I said, I'm not the police of brows, but I do feel that the more you use and the more plastered it may look, like you have to kind of like fluff it out, even though you're not smearing it on, you're not like putting it down onto your face. More so like the tip, like when you first start you are, and then you just kind of let it go. Like when you do your edges and you want like fluffier edges rather than flat, but still laid, that's how I would best describe it. I used to be using LA Pro concealer, and I actually still have some. Let me see more there. So I used to be using this. Do you see the difference between this and me? Like, yes, we love a bright under eye look, but this is, what is on my eye? This is way too, what part of my body even matches this? Like, not even, like my palm, not even, like, it's a little darker than my palm, but this is warm honey. And I used to think like using a little bit of product, no, because you want good coverage, because I have oily skin, but I also sweat a lot. So with the sweat, with wiping my face, with the sweat on my face, like this is just not gonna last as well. So I would say that just get something that's actually like a color of something, like maybe the color of, I don't know, your actual under eye, or like something like inside of your, you know. Anywho, this one I feel like matches my skin a lot more. This is a bit darker. I like a bright under eye look, so I do go for this one. So I'm going to show you the difference between this color and that. They're kind of close, so I want it a little bit darker. Let's see if we can go a little bit darker. So we'll do this one because I feel like this color matches my skin a lot more. Thankfully, NYX had actually sent me a whole box of their Bare With Me concealer serum. This literally feels like skincare. It actually is skincare. The back of my hand is my canvas. So I put a little, I try to do one pump. One pump is like my max. I take my brush. I don't know the names of brushes, but this is what the brush looks like, right? This is what I'm working with. I'm going to pat it into my hand first to make a nice little shape. I do start with the section under my eye. I do start with the inner corners because I like for those to be the brightest. So I will literally just paint it on, carving my nose, but not literally putting it onto my nose, if that makes sense. Okay, we want it to be somewhat dramatic. And I don't put it directly under my eye because when it creases, it could be really bad for like creasing, literally. But this literally smears on so nicely. I literally love it. Oh guys, I forgot to put primer. Sometimes, especially if you're not somebody that does like makeup every day, it's just gonna happen. But I'm gonna show you guys the primer that I do use. I like to bring attention to my eyes. I really love my eyes, so it's like the attention needs to be towards my eyes. Okay, I put a little on my nose. The reason I don't really do much to my nose, the reason I put on my nose is because I had this really bad scar and it was literally on my nose. So this is just like to blend in with everything else, but this scar on my nose is driving me crazy, and I really don't see it in everyday life, but whenever I'm editing a video or I take a video, I see it. So you see, this is all with that same one. Is that you don't really need to have this, like you really have to work fast with the LA Pro a little bit, literally. And I'm gonna dab this with my hand because I don't want my brush turning too orange, just for like the sides of my mouth because they are kind of dark. I don't know, I really don't know why. And I'm gonna put a little bit just below my chin, not the full chin. I just want to like lift the lip a little. I see this from an artistic point of view, not really a makeup guru point of view. So like, because my lip has a shadow naturally, like it's just gonna lift it, if that makes sense. Then we're gonna put that right there. I don't do anything right here. I just end up dragging stuff. And then whatever is left, I literally just decorate my forehead. And I do call it decorate because that's literally what I'm doing because I don't see much product going on there. I didn't put this primer, but this is again what I'm telling you. I'm not recommending that you don't put primer, especially if you're going somewhere. But if you are having a really good skincare routine, you have really good products that have like hyaluronic acid, very moisturizing products, your makeup is going to absorb so much better. But the primer is good because it has something to stick to. But if you have really nice moisturizing products, most of the time they have like that tackiness when you first apply them. But because makeup is a whole like step by step thing where you kind of have to like wait for things to dry, or like I'm gonna have my fan dry some certain parts of my face, it's like the tackiness is going down. Like right now my face is not as tacky as it was once I first applied my moisturizer. So that's why the primer is so important. But you can get away with it only if you're filming a video. This is my setting spray. I work with setting spray a lot because I want my face to be set. I want it to last as long as possible. Literally never broke me out. And it works. It keeps my makeup on. It has matte finish, but I don't know. I don't really believe that part. This is what it looks like after you spray your setting spray, right? I'm gonna let it dry a little. Now, as you guys can see, my face is shining because there's still like liquid on it, but it's not damp. We do not need to wet this, but this is super clean. I'm gonna start from the outer corners, work our way in. Definitely want to work that bottom section. So I kind of, with my here area, I work from out and bring it in like that. So it's not so harsh right here because naturally here is somewhat darker, especially if you like grow hair or whatever. But I don't feel it. You need to make it the same color as your under eye right here. I feel like that does not give it a natural look. Anywho, that way when you do this, it should really just blend everything well together. I'm gonna do my chin. I go through my eyes last because I love for my eyes to be really bright. So basically I'm letting my eyes, the concealer on my eyes, sit a little more. I'm gonna do my forehead. I work like this from the middle out, middle out. And then side to side, because we are going to apply a little bit of product to our forehead, but I do like to make sure that it is well blended into my forehead, like so. Now, before I used to use this, what I used to use was either this I use this shade when it's like summer because I'm a lot darker. I love to stay in the sun, babes. Like, I love being chocolate. What can I say? So I use like a darker shade to contour. Right now I could use this one, but the one that I used to use before, it looks like I used to use this. You can see, hello, look at the packaging. I have used and abused it, but I used to literally, I can show you guys with this as well, actually. Oh, there's still some product left. Let me just do it with this one, but you could literally do it with this one as well. Just a shade that literally matches your skin, not a random part of your body, but the face, like the rest of your face, a shade that matches it really well. So I do a little half circle under my nose because I feel like it lifts the nose. I love a lifted look. Look at how that blends well with my hand. Hello. That is key to know that it's going to work with your skin very well. Okay. Don't fret. This basically looks like it's darker than it is, I guess. All right, we're gonna start like that, and I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead as well, really right under my edges. I follow the shape of my edges, and then I put a little bit, this is like where my hairline starts really. I have a massive forehead. I put it like maybe an inch below, because I don't like having product in my hairline because it's really annoying to wash out, actually. My nose, my nose, my eye, my lids, my brow, I don't know, this area right here, I like to carve it out like this. In the past I have done really dramatic, like I literally go full force with this first. I put it on my face. I don't do that anymore because it makes it very harsh. Put it on the brush instead, and I literally, there's a bone right here, I am carving that bone out. That's all that I'm doing. So I'm not making something that's not there. I'm carving that bone out. We're gonna keep this brush. So this is still my tried and true, my lip gloss from NYX that I literally don't know where, like what collection. I just know it has lollipops on it. I'm actually gonna ask chat. Let's see. Oh, my phone's dead. Okay, well. So basically this side of my face literally never has makeup. And I like it that way because I like to like go like this, put my sweater like this. So, you know, it prevents from having ruined clothing. I go like this with this, squeeze it a little, see that? And we're just gonna go under the nose. I might have put a little too much under the nose, but I literally go like this and then make a triangle. So I'll go like this first and then go like that. Those two directions. Right? Now, oh, I forgot the forehead, y'all. Y'all ain't even told me. I remember once my best friend literally, so my best friend does hair, if you guys don't know. Whenever I say braided by Wally, it's because if you say your best friend, sometimes people don't take it as seriously. You know that? So it's like, I'd rather say braided by Wally because they're like, oh, who's Wally? Because I don't call her Wally. Right? So, anyways, the point of this, I'm going to put this again. Only like, so I'm going to be blending here. So I can blend my eye, but I told you guys about this already, so let's apply that. But while I tell you that, basically once my best friend had braided my hair and we ended it so late that we were like both so tired, and we were like, girl, just go home, like we'll take the pictures tomorrow. And I was literally doing my makeup and she was like, I'm downstairs, and I was like, oh, you didn't tell me, girl. But she probably did actually, and I don't look at my phone, so I didn't see the message or whatever. And basically, y'all, she was downstairs and I had a dot, and it's still on her page. I don't care, like, promote your stuff, you know. But it's literally a dot of contour right here, and it was the darkest contour ever. Like, you can't tell in the video, but it kind of looks weird. It's like, oh, it just looks weird. Anywho, I'm gonna take this now, the other side, not really the side that's already with makeup, but the other side, and we're gonna dab very lightly. And I dab in place for the most part because I want it to blend a lot better. See that? If I were to drag it, it may drag into places I don't want it to. So I literally stay in place. Boom, boom. We have a bright under eye without it looking outrageously bright. But I might, you know, sometimes you do your makeup and you're like, it looks good. And then you realize that like it has to stand, what is that phrase, like the length of time, whatever it is. So you may need to go a little brighter, but don't do too bright, you know. So I'm gonna go check in the mirror in the bathroom because that's also a thing where different lighting, things look different, you know. So I'm gonna go check that real quick because I don't want to be one of those girls. But this is the brush that I use to curve my brows. I'm just gonna use it again. The blush part is really like the last part, and so that's why it's still on my face, and y'all will find out. Like, I check everything before I do the blush part because it kind of just finishes the look, and it's like the bow on top. I feel like we could go a little bit lighter. Let's just go the shade right underneath, okay? Which I believe is this one, right? These two. Yeah, I believe it's this one. So we're gonna go with a little bit, just a little bit. So I'm gonna put it on my hand, right? But remember, I have like the darker stuff on my hand already, so it's not gonna appear too dark. We're gonna mix it, mix it, mix it. We don't want it to be like cakey on top, so we want to mix it very well until it's really like blending with all the other colors. And we're just gonna put it right under our eye. All right, and you're gonna get your beauty blender and dab, 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 dab. And this is when you need to learn to self-control and just stop. Okay. Again, with that brush that I used to carve the brow of, the bone of my brow, I'm just going in and doing that some more. And this is what it looks like, right? My eyebrows look like I did nothing to them. And that's okay. Sometimes that's the beauty of it. I don't know. I use this in gold brush. I don't know if this is called a precise fan brush. Okay. You guys can see that that's like all I use it for. I literally don't ever put color in here. We're just going to use the blush. I like a higher placement because I feel like it lifts my face rather than around my face. I like for my, because I already have nice cheekbones, if I do say so myself. So it's like, I don't need to emphasize that too much. So I like to work my blush up. So it's really like up here. So just like that. So it's kind of like a hint of red, right? So you want to start with just going back and forth like this. So it blends out. Then you want to rise, like bring it up. And then when you see it's like really well starting to blend, you want to start at the end of your cheek. If this is like the lifted look that you're going for, subtle lifted look, and you're gonna go all the way up from the bottom of your cheek, and just carving it out really. Like, see, this brush can really carve stuff out. And I put a little on my nose, I don't know, like at the very bottom, not the top, at the bottom. All right, cool, cool, cool. And when I do a very nice when I go for everyday makeup look, I'm gonna finish it off with Huda Beauty's, oh, by the way, that was my lip balm. That was the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Vanilla. She's a vanilla girl. We're gonna take Huda Beauty. Ooh, child. I learned this trick from a girl I follow on TikTok. She learned it from somebody else. But I think her name is Rory. No, that's not Rory. It's another woman. Basically, when you stir it up, when you start stirring stuff up, it settles down. Because once you step on the seed, okay. Anyways, when you start to stir it up, when it's like really full, it'll go down. I'm gonna use this, which is not the most ideal shape, but I'm just gonna use it. Because I like to use blenders instead, because I'm gonna use the brush again. So somewhere else, because this is tacky, maybe the other side of your hand, just so it's not too cakey. Like, you guys see the difference. You can clearly see the difference. It's not hard to see. So I pat it until it's not so ashy. And we're gonna start at the corner of the eye out. Corner out. You see how like that's not doing too much. Like, you're not baking, you're just setting. If you wanted to bake, you could. You don't have to let it get this settled. So I make sure that my T-zone and the areas that I color corrected always have a little more. So we need just a little more. So I'm taking it from on the back of your hand so it isn't so caked up on your face. We love a bright under eye, so we're gonna do it again under the eye. And you are able to like put blush all over again, because that's me. I like my nose being shiny. I don't know, something about it, I really love it. So I'm gonna start from here, but the point of my nose needs to be sheeny, like Charlie Sheen. Okay, so I basically set everywhere that I wanted to. Make sure you get the corner of your nose, because that part loves to grab attention for no reason. And I'm taking the big brush that I used earlier for like bigger blending. We're just gonna dust our face off lightly. It's gonna look like we did nothing. You want to spray enough that it's obviously on your face, but not too much that it is literally dripping, because when you let it drip, it will literally like dry in the shape. Like, you can literally have your contour be done in it, especially if it doesn't match, baby. Usually this is like a touch up for me. This is the YSL All Hours Hyper Bronzer in 05. To be honest with you guys, when they first sent me this, I was like, this is not working as bronzer for me. Like, this is lighter than me. How is it bronzing me? But as a finishing powder, it works so well. I use it only on my eyes. It is a little orange because it's like that bronzing effect. You see how thick it is? I'm gonna pat it into our hand, just like we did the setting powder. We're gonna pat it into our hand just like we did the setting powder, so it's not too heavy. This is very nice, very dull. I'm gonna press it into our eye area and lift the face up. So I like to use it as a finishing powder, basically. And that's it for the face. Last but not least, the real kicker. And of course I got this inspired by Uche. My mom used to do this for me all the time, but to be honest, now I've been inspired by Uche to do it. This is the FanFest Benefit Cosmetic Mascara in the color black. It has a little curve. You guys can see that it's curved. So I just put a little bit of mascara. Whoa. Thought it's, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Rude. A little fluffy, natural. What my eyelashes actually look like, look. And I always go in at the bottom. I used to do the full bottoms, but I actually only do the ends now because I feel like it, I don't know, I feel like it emphasizes the features of my eyes. I don't know. And I take this. You don't want it to go too deep because then it'll be obviously fake. We don't care if it's a little fake. And oh, I didn't get anything. And I actually have these beauty marks, okay? I actually do, but I don't care if I didn't. I'd still draw them on. So I have this one. I have one on my lip. I put it, but it always goes away, so I don't know if I should even bother. And then I don't have one here, but Uche taught me that one and it's so chic, so we're gonna add one just randomly on our cheek. And I don't want it to be super black because then it looks really fake. But this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's cue the montage. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below if you have any questions whatsoever. Let me know. Bye.